My name is Deshaun Cruz and I'm 15 years old. I live in the South Bronx in a neighborhood called Mount Haven. Lots of people say my neighborhood is really bad, but not my friend Andrew.
There's really tough things people face day in and day out here. It's a neighborhood of very difficult circumstances, but God's here.
Andrew's always talking about God.
You do it for God is not going to be a waste.
He and his dog Proof live in Mount Haven, just like me.
But for me, it's become home.
They lead the after-school program at the Graffiti 2 Baptist Center.
God's doing a redemptive work here.
I'm not exactly sure what all that means, but I think it has something to do with sports camp. 2 years ago, that's where I first met Andrew. And the rest is like history.
Deshaun came to sports camp some, and every Friday I give a gospel presentation. And Deshaun, after the gospel presentation, came up to me and he asked me a couple questions. The Bible says he came back. That evening, Deshaun prayed to accept Christ into his life. And like it should be for all of us, that's really the beginning of the story. That's just the cover and the title page. The story gets exciting after that. You need to go home and tell your mom about this. You need to go home and tell your brothers about this.
Andrew told me to tell people what I'd done, so I did. I started with my brothers, Matthew and Thomas. I told them about how Jesus made me feel different on the inside. Then I told my mom about becoming a Christian, and she asked Andrew to come and visit. I don't know, I think maybe she wanted to figure out how Andrew had gotten me to behave so good.
Nobody's ever done that for my kids. Just by watching my son coming home, reading the Bible and talking to me, you can't imagine, like, Andrew, man, he changed everything in my house.
Then one Sunday, we all went to the church Andrew had started in Mount Haven. And when he asked anyone who wanted to become a Christian to come down front, my brother Thomas was the first in line. My mom, my brother Matthew, my best friend Shawil, pretty much everybody I talked to about Jesus, they all became Christians too.
There was a line from me to the doorway that morning, people giving their life to God. Really began to see this kind of beginning of revival of what God's doing up here in the Bronx.
Maybe the best part of all is my brother Thomas. He's done some bad stuff. He's even been in prison. But the day he got baptized, I've never been more proud of my big brother. Now, my whole family is different. Everybody says so. And even though I'm just a kid, I guess it all started when I decided to tell people what Jesus did for me.
I've become proud of my God to watch what's happening in this family's life. It's just an enormous domino effect where you're seeing the influence of Christ, but also the influence of somebody that's saying, you know what, I'm going to be honest, I'm going to be sincere, I'm going to share what God's doing in my life. It's exciting to be a part of.